The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Hear Rich's forecast hourly on these Blue Water Broadcasting radio stations.
Good morning, everybody. On this Thursday morning, it's Friday Eve. It's the 9th day of March. Rich here at a ridiculous hour here at 3:44 in the morning. The temperature here is 33, and the temperature at the Montgomery Airport is also 33. And with a couple of hours of cooling yet left to go until sunrise, easily we are going to get to a freeze, a late season freeze. But you and I have been talking about this morning for about 8 or 9 days now, so this is no surprise, right? And by the way, as you'll see later on in this video, there may be a morning next week with a freeze. We're certainly going to be in the neighborhood. We'll talk more about that in just a second. So what about this weekend storm system? Now the Storm Prediction Center has put part of Alabama in a severe weather risk. Will they expand that risk? We'll see. I'll show you the latest on timing and how much rainfall could fall. Then the big temperature plunge next week. But beyond that, what about the rest of March? I'm going to take you to the top of the mountain today, and we're going to look beyond and see what else might be happening in the month of March. You ready? Here we go.
This morning, freeze warnings covering parts of 6 southeastern states all the way down to Ocala, Florida. A late season freeze it is. Pretty amazing, but a nice afternoon warm-up will be underway. I think we're in the middle 60s today, so a great Friday with sunshine, warmer temperatures, and a south wind taking over at 5 to 10 miles per hour today. High temperature up to about 66. Not as cold tonight. The overnight low temperature drops to about 42. And then tomorrow, I think we're in the low 70s. Clouds on the increase. Can't rule out an afternoon shower or thunder shower, but the better rain chances holding off till evening and Saturday night, when showers and storms could be locally strong in parts of the state. There's a severe weather risk in part of the state. I'll show you that in just a moment. Here's the setup Sunday morning at 7 a.m. showing a potent low up there in the Tennessee Valley region, swinging a front through central Alabama. Showers and storms on Sunday morning, which could be on the strong side, a little potent, a stormy Sunday morning, and then that'll continue into part of the day before they diminish to showers later. Marginal risk of severe weather south of the Greenville area and covering much of South Alabama, even a slight risk into coastal Alabama and coastal Florida. So we're going to have to watch that. It could be expanded. Marginal risk during the daytime hours Sunday, just southeast of Dothan, covering much of South Georgia and the northern part of Florida. Rainfall potential, pretty good rainfall, maybe 1.5 inches, some places even more than that. A little lighter perhaps in the Wiregrass counties in southeast Alabama. By 7 o'clock Sunday, most of the showers are starting to diminish and move out of the area as the storm system moves into the Ohio Valley. Breezy and cooler air back behind the frontal system again. I think we're only in the 50s for a high Monday. So it's going to be a windy March day. Again, we've had a bunch of those lately. Much cooler. And then it looks like, we'll get down to, look at Tuesday and Wednesday morning. I want to point that out. Lower 30s again, so we'll be flirting with a freeze. Meanwhile, 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday night, 60% chance on Sunday. We'll have temperatures in the lower 70s over the weekend, but then cooling back down to the 50s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And the European shows the warmest day Saturday. It shows the blue bars at the bottom, the storm system Saturday night into Sunday, followed by another temperature plunge and maybe another freeze later on next week before big warming near the end of the period. So this is the actual temperatures. It's got 72 on Saturday. I agree with that. It's got some mornings in the 30s next week. Yep. And we will be flirting with another freeze, and that could be the last one, The GFS has 3 mornings where a freeze is certainly possible. I think Wednesday morning is the most suspect morning, but we'll see. Highs only in the 50s for a few days before we start big warming later in the month. As a matter of fact, late March, I think the cold air retreats, and I think we're probably done with freezes after that, all right? So I think next week would be perhaps the last one. We'll see.
So we'll get an update from the Storm Prediction Center a little bit later on this morning on the possibility that they're going to expand that severe weather risk. We'll see. Your weather app's going to be really handy this weekend with the storm system coming in, right? With push notifications for any watches or warnings, plus the hourly forecast and the interactive radar down to the neighborhood level and the future radar as well. It's a great app to have it. If you don't have it, go to the App Store, search Rich Thomas Weather. I'll be live on the radio this morning from 6 to 9 on News Talk 93.1 with Greg, Jay, and Emily. and Bailey is with us, of course. And there'll be no video tomorrow because it's Saturday. However, there will be a weather blog first thing in the morning with the latest on the storm system coming in and the cold air next week, and another blog on Sunday morning as well. Have a great weekend. I'll see you later.
Rich Thomas Weather.